Hello, welcome to my second part of the twin bracelet video. First you want to take 1.5 arm's length of thread again. I use pliers to flatten my thread so it fits my needle. I'm using 2 needles, size 12. Again, in the first video I used them too. And I use both needles, one on each side of my thread. This is a tricky video, so be patient. My thread gets tangled up or knots, so you have to be patient with this one. Pick up 8 Miyuki seed beads, size 11, on one needle. Pull down to the middle of your thread. Pick up 1 Miyuki and cross it. As you can see, I have a bit of problem sometimes with it. And then pull it down so you create a loop. Just like we did in the first video. Then you want to double thread your loop. So you go through it 2 or 3 times in total. Make sure your threads come at one side each of 1 bead, like this. Then pick up 1 Miyuki at each needle. Pick up a twin bead and cross it in the first hole. Again, like we did in the first video. And pull it down. Then pick up 1 Miyuki with your preferably left needle and go to the sticking out bead on the part of the bracelet you already created. I hope you can see it as well. Go through that and pull tight. And then you've got like 2 beads on that side. Pick up another and go through the second hole of the twin bead you just added. So it looks the same as it does with the first part, but then attached to the other part. Then pick up with your other needle, pick up 3 Miyuki and go through the second hole of the twin bead. And going through the last bead you add it to the other side as well. Then you've got a sticking out twin bead, and you want to go through the loop that hasn't, through the hole that hasn't been used yet. So you attach it again and pull it. So this is the tricky part. And what you then want to do is your needle that comes out of the underside of your work, go through the last bead. So they are horizontal, I could say. Then with the downside of your work, with that thread, pick up one twin bead and a Miyuki. And with the other needle, taking out the upper side of your work, pick up one Miyuki. Then cross a twin bead again. This can still be a bit tricky. And then pull it down. This is why you want to be careful, because it gets tangled up easy. Then you want to pick up the thread that comes out under side of your work and go through the seed bead you just added. And do the same on the upper side. And you have to pull both threads a lot because they get uneven. And then you want to go through the sticking out bead of your work again, like you did the first time. And pick up another Miyuki and go through the second hole of your twin bead. So you can create an arch like you did the first time. Like that. Then pick up two Miyuki with your thread coming out to the down part of your work and go through the twin bead and the last added Miyuki. And go through the sticking out twin bead like you did at first. And here I put my needle away with my other thread so they don't get tangled up and I don't get confused. So you go through the second hole, laying vertical of your twin bead, your vertical twin bead. And then with your other needle, you go through the last seed bead as well. Like this. And then pull both threads. Then pick up with your thread that comes out the underside of your work. Pick up one twin bead and a Miyuki again. And with the other needle, pick up one Miyuki. Cross in one twin bead. And pull down again. This is what you want to do for the whole bracelet. first go through the bead, the upper side of your work, or go through the down part first with your other thread. You'll see which thread you want to use. Go through the sticking out Miyuki from the work you've made before again. And pull. Pick up another Miyuki and go through the twin bead. Now the second hole of the one that lays horizontal. Pick up 2 Miyuki with now your left thread, I could say, and go through the second hole of your bead, of your twin bead, and the last added Miyuki. Then go through the twin bead, through the second hole, which is sticking out. And that way you attach it to your last piece. Then go through the last part on the down side with your needle, so they lay vertical. Go on like this, so you've got the whole length. So now I've gone and finished it till the end. And I'll show you how to do the end of this part. You want to pick up 1 Miyuki and go through the last hole of your twin bead, just like we did before. And then pick up 2 Miyuki with your other needle, and don't go through the Miyuki on the left side now. Now they come out the twin bead instead of the Miyukis, like this. Pick up 1 Miyuki with each needle. And pick up another one with your right thread and cross it with your other needle. And then pull. So that you've got this. Then you want to pick up 8 Miyuki with your right needle. And then you want to go through the left side of your last added seed bead, so you create a loop. Like this. Then go through it around 2 times again. And make sure you pull tight. And as you can see, it gets tangled up sometimes. So pull. Now you're through the whole loop and you want to start making knots. I like to go through the middle of my loop, go through the thread, underneath the thread, and pull at the place that the thread was sticking out. Sorry that you can't see it right here. Then you want to go through some beads and repeat it. And sometimes it gets tangled up like this. Not nice. Make sure you pull tight a lot. Now go through the middle of your loop again, go underneath your thread and pull. Go through some beads or one bead and repeat. This can be a bit tricky because you've already threaded it 3 times. Now you can cut off the rest of your thread. Of the thread you made knots in, of course. Cut it as close as you can. Not too close, because then knots can unknot itself. Then do the same for the other thread you've got coming out of your work. Make sure you pull a lot, because your work kind of gets loose easily. Go through another bead and make a knot again. This is especially difficult because you've already made knots with the other one. So try not to hurt yourself in the progress. And then when you're done, you can trim this off again. I like to make a double knot at the end. So now you've got part 2 of the bracelet, and you can make it as wide as you want. I like to do 2 rows or 3. I prefer 3 actually, but 2 is also lovely